As stated before, we will now show off different parts of the model. Let us start off with the torso area and the arms. As we have previously seen, the cockpit can slide out and back in. You can still see the model of the pilot inside. Next we have the Vulcan cannons. They can exit the encasing, like so. The Vulcan cannons are kind of like Gatling guns, but they're called differently. Well, for this model, they're called Vulcan cannons. Alright. Next, we have the shoulder pads. They also have a sliding mechanism. And our rotationary one. The arms behave similarly to human arms, but they also have some additional benefits, like they can do a whole 360 movement without, well, breaking themselves. Right? Both arms are exactly the same. They will do the same sliding movements and rotationary movements. Next we have this point here, which is the rotationary point for the head. So if we take our head, put it on, now we can do like a nodding action. We can turn the head, and amongst other stuff. So now we have the upper body set up. Next, we'll move on to the lower part, which is this one. So this is the front, this is the back. These are the side panels. They're like, I think they're side armor. These are the thrusters, and these are the front thrusters. They're used for additional lift. They generate additional lift, so the Gundam can have faster movement, can accelerate better, can turn better. So they're mostly used for the movement. We can connect the two parts. Like so. You can see that the two parts rotate around that point. So this Gundam has some groove, some moves. Alright. Oh, I forgot to mention the hands. The hands have two independable fingers that are movable independently. It's the trigger finger, which you can see here, and the thumb, which can be also moved. Alright. Now that's out of the way. Let's move on to the legs. These are the two legs. Same for the, they're similar to the arms, as in they behave like human legs, with, once again, some additional added features. You can see the different rotationary points. The kneecap can extend outside and back in. All right. Both legs are similar. They behave exactly the same. Now let's connect them to the rest of the model. All right, that's the first leg. That's the second one. it is time to discuss the weapons that come with the model. First of all, we have the Twin Buster Rifle. It's called as such because it's actually a weapon that's separable into two parts. Each part can be held by one hand. The two parts can actually be fused together. Let me show you. Snap this here. Now it becomes a single weapon. In this mode, it can have higher destructive power, as seen in the show. The next weapon I'm going to show off is the Beam Saber. If you're not familiar with the Beam Saber, maybe you are with the lightsaber, so the Beam Saber functions pretty much the same. It's a weapon used for close encounters, at which point the Twin Buster Rifle becomes useless. One of the final parts I would like to discuss are the wings. The original design didn't have angelic wings, as you can see here. It actually had wings similar to these. Well, similar, I say. They were more cylindrical, more resembling rocket boosters, if you will. But as you can see here, it makes this model look kind of plain. The only difference between this model and this one are pretty much some parts of the upper area. The rest is pretty much the same. Also, the wings are different. And I think we can all agree that the wings, well, these kinds of wings, make this model look much bulkier and much nicer to look at. On the wings themselves, they are allowed a maximum amount of freedom of movement, which basically means you can put them however you want to. You can spread them in whichever direction you want. They also offer some actions that you can perform. For example, this part can be spread out. Also, the inner wings, here seen here, can be spread out too. Whoosh, whoosh. As you can observe here, these inner wings are actually, they did a whole rotation 180 degrees compared to these ones, which is just to demonstrate how much flexibility you have with the wings. And that about covers the wings. Another part worth discussing is the stand. I hope you can see it here. So this is the stand. And it extends into the back where you connect it to the Gundam. The inclusion of a stand for this model is actually very beneficial for the model itself. One of the problems with the wings that I've already talked about is that they're very heavy compared to the rest of the body. And so the model is prone to, the upper part is prone to bending backwards and toppling over because of the wings. Luckily, the inclusion of the stand makes it so that becomes a null factor. I think that about concludes my discussion, if you will, of this model. I don't think it's really a review because I don't have the necessary experience or a huge amount of models to actually compare them effectively. Here I've put it in one of the poses that I like. The wings are spread up. And he carries the Twin Buster Rifle with two hands. I hope you had as much fun with this as I did, and Hope to see you next time. See you.